Here's a $1,500 Canon sports photography camera setup. Anything in this price range, I always give the same recommendation. I would definitely grab the Canon R10. The Canon R10 is a very solid camera. If I'm not mistaken, it has a 23 frames per second electrical shooting speed with also a 15 frames per second mechanical shooting speed. Very reliable on both fronts. Always having a good electrical and mechanical is something I always recommend unless you're shooting on a camera that has a stacked sensor. So with that setup, you're going to be good to go for a very long time. This is a very solid camera. And honestly, for around 800 bucks, this is well worth dumping a little bit more money in this budget into the camera body than the lens. Because we do have some solid lens options, and for option number 1, you get the Canon 70-200 f4. It is a Canon made lens, so you know it's gonna be sharp, it's gonna have a pretty solid autofocus. And it is a f4, it's not an f2.8, but for this type of budget, f4 is pretty solid. And to be honest, f4 can work in the vast majority of situations. Having to only make up for one stop of light is honestly not that bad. And I will say a Canon made f4 at just over 600 bucks is pretty impressive. And then for option number 2, I'd get the Canon EF 70-300 f4 to f5.6. Now I will say, doing the research for this video, I've never seen this lens, but I did look around and look at a handful of reviews, and it looks like this lens is pretty solid. Of course, it's not the nicest thing on the market, but from what I've seen, it's solid. That variable aperture you could definitely work around with. I'm shooting on an f5 to 6.3 and you could definitely make that work. So f4 to 5.6 is not that bad. And I will say the brand new price is about $650, which is, again, very solid. Although I do like these setups, I will say if you can scrape together like another $200 to $300, I think you can snag a 70-200 f2.8, which will go a long way for sure. If you have any other suggestions for this budget, let me know down in the comments, and make sure to drop a follow for daily camera videos.